Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Wamu here, and I'm back at it again with another new slash updated deck with the new Guardian Rising item. So it's a Lapras quad base, but there are some new item cards that I've thrown in here. Obviously, Aqua Patch, things like that. But I thought I'll quickly go over it with you guys. I'll start off with the Pokemon first. Again, these cards can vary, however your playstyle is. So you don't have to do it this way. I just did it to fit my playstyle. So we'll start off with the main attacker. Obviously, it's going to be Lapras GX. Running 4 Lapras GXs with the 190 HP. 3 attacks, collect. Blizzard Burn and Ice Beam GX, just overall good water Pokemon. I know Alolan Ninetales is kind of popular now, but I've kind of seen a resurgence of Laprases, so figured I'll update it. So I run 4 of those. Try to fit everything as I possibly can in here. I run 1 Glaceon EX for that secondary attacker. Maybe you can add a second one if you have it. I just run 1 just for now, but again, Glaceon is still really strong. It's actually stronger now because of all the evolution Pokemon. So as long as you attack and it's an evolved form of a Pokemon, it can't hurt you back. So obviously there's ways around it, Lysander, Switch, things like that. So I run 1 of them. 2 attacks, Bite, and Crystal Ray is the attack that we mostly focus on. So there's 1 of those. 1 good old Manaphy EX. For the ability Aqua 2, where as long as you have a water energy attached to it, your Pokemon no longer have a retreat cost. So I run 1 of those. Now this is where I tend to vary a little bit. I'd splash in 1 Tauros GX for the Mad Bull GX. Your opponent's scared to attack unless it knows you can one-shot it, things like that. So I just run 1 of these. 180 HP colorless. You can pretty much put them in any deck you want. So I run 1 of those. I run a Articuno from Roaring Skies. I enjoy this card, and I love the ability that it has up top here. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by any damage from this attacking Pokemon, you take 1 extra prize. So for an EX, that's 3 cards. From a GX, that's 3 cards. I mean, from a regular, that's 2. I mean, it's just really good. I just splashed 1 of them in here. The attack that we focus on is Tri-Edge. So if you guys are interested, you can do more than that. But I just run 1. Now this is where it gets a little expensive. You can run Sheamus if you want, but I prefer to run 2 Tapu Leles GXs because of the ability that it has, where Wonder Tag, once you put it on top of your bench, you can pull out a supporter card of your choice. Really good card. And it does have a decent attack. Energy Drive for 2 colorless energies. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energies attached to both active Pokemon. So it's like a Lugia, and it just is strong. It's really good. The ability is amazing. So I run 2 of these. I know these are expensive. They're about $30. I have 3 of these, so I'm only running 2. You can throw a Shaman in there if you want to, but I prefer these. Now, this next one is an interesting pick. I run 1 Sudowoodo with the ability Roadblock. For reason being is I know Mega Rayquazas aren't really that popular anymore, but this right here just allows your opponent to only have 4 bench Pokemon instead of 5, so that does help. So I run 1 of these. You can switch this out for Carbink from, I believe, Steam Siege or Fate's Collide. Fate's Collide, I believe it is, where the ability doesn't allow your opponent to discard any basic energies, whether it be with trainers, items, things like that. So I run 1 of those. Yeah, I'll try to fit it over here. I'll try to fit everything if I can, guys. But we'll see. So our next list that we're gonna go through is our supporter cards. I'm not gonna go too long on these. These are pretty standard. 3 Professor Sycamores for the draw ability. 7 new cards. Basic staple of the decks nowadays. So I'll run 3 of those. Try to fit in there. I run 3 Ends, another great supporter. Draw same amount of numbers of energy prize cards that you guys have. It also helps slow down your opponent if they are down to 2 or 1 or 3, whatever the case is. So also a great supporter to have. One Lysander to switch out one of the active Pokemon from your opponent. Maybe slow him down, knock him out. One Professor Kukli, love the ability. Draw 2 cards, plus 20 more damage on top of your Pokemon. Great card. Run one of those. Run one Lily. I actually enjoy Lily. I think it's a great supporter card. Especially if you have this on your first turn. You can draw 8 instead of 6. So great card. One of those. Now, I use Olympia. I know I have Manaphy to get me out. But I prefer sometimes if I don't, if they knock out Manaphy or whatever the case may be, at least I have another option to retreat. And I heal off some of my Pokemon, so I run one copy of Olympia. You could run a Hex Maniac if you want to. That is an option as well. I run one Professor Pokemon Center Lady. I mean, the HP on Lapras is 190. You can always boost that up. Plus with Rough Seas, heals 30 plus this. I mean, it's a really good card. You don't have to put it. You can switch it however your playstyle goes. But for me, I run one. Alright. So now we're down to our item cards. Again, most of these are pretty staple item cards. There are some new ones, so I want to go over those as well with you guys. Now, first one that we're going to go over is obviously VS Seekers. I run 4 of those. I actually am now starting to see people run 3, so they're not running 4. And I believe this is getting rotated out because there's no reprint right now. So for now, I run 4. You can take out 1 and then, you know, still be able to maintain the speed that you need. But for me, I run 4. I run 4 Max Elixirs for that extra speed to set up your bench Pokemon. Yes, I know the Garbodor with the Trash Lance is a thing, and it does hurt, but you can't really let that affect the way you play. You have to sorry, there's cat hair. You still have to play the way you play. So yes, it does hurt, but there are ways to beat it. I don't think it's necessarily overpowered. It's a really good card. It's a really budget deck good card. But for me, I still run 4 of those. 1. And the new, which now all water decks are starting to use again, I run 4 Aqua Patches. Awesome card. You can attach a discard energy that's in your pile to one of your water basic Pokemon. Awesome. With that, with the Max Elixir, I mean, you can set up really quickly. I've seen it. 2 turns, they're already set up. The Lapras is pretty much all set. So I run 4 of those. And I love that secret rare. My son actually pulled it, so gotta give kudos to him. I run 4 Ultra Balls. Yes, I don't run Dive Balls. I just prefer Ultra Ball. I guess you could throw one Dive Ball here or a Nest Ball or something like that. But for me, I use Ultra Balls. I use 4 of those. I run 3 Choice Bands. This is also a great card. When you attach this to a Pokemon, you do 30 more damage for EXs and GX Pokemon. I mean, it is strong. When you attach this to a Glaceon or Tauros or Lapras, even an Articuno or Topolele, I mean, strong card. So I run 3 of these just in case they get field blowed out, because that's a thing now. I run 3 of those. Speak of the field blowers, I actually run 2 field blowers. Great card if you do want to get rid of those item cards, or stadium if it's annoying you can't pull up one of yours. Just run field blower. You can knock out 2 things on your opponent's side or your side too. 2 copies of those. Now I run 2 energy switches. The only reason why I do that is if I have an active Pokemon I can't load it up because I can't get energy, but I have Aqua Patches and Max Elixirs, and I load up a bench one, I can switch the energy from there to my active. So I run 2 copies of this. This is again a, based on your playstyle. For me, I run 2. You don't have to reuse those. I use 1 Little Rescue Stretcher. I love this card. You could put one of your Pokemon in your discard pile, or you could shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your deck. Great card. You could probably run another one. You can get rid of something else, but for me, I just use 1. Last but not least, for the items, I use just 1 Fighting Fury Belt. I know, but I feel with the Choice Band, it's just a little better. right now than the Fighting Fairy Belt. Yes, the HP is great, but with Rough Seas, Pokemon Center Lady, Olympia, I mean, I can heal off the damage, so I just want one copy of these. Plus, it's a chance it can get blown off. Stadiums. You guys have probably already guessed it. 3 copies of Rough Seas. Great staple card for water decks. Heals 30 damage per turn. Now you could use Brooklyn Hill, which would allow you to search for one basic water Pokemon or fighting. It is an option, but I'm only using Rough Seas. And to end it off with the energies, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 basic water energies. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you try it out. Till next time, guys. Peace.